We're live on TikTok, just to let you know.
They've heard sexy before.
All right, folks, we'll get it right here. We got a little bit of technical difficulties. Bear with us. It's our first time freaking doing this here. So,
all right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Gridiron Weekly, joined by two of the best analysis creators in the world. We got a guy that, if you have any sort of how would I put this? Any sort of audiological disability, don't play him in basketball. It's not going to work because he's going to pound the deaf over and over again with 3 games. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen, folks. And if we ever find the clipping from the newspaper, it's going to be on our show. It's going to be the background for Mr. JR. And William, the A-Train is here. The A-Train has been all over. The A-Train has been to camp twice already, and it's been a blast. I went one time with him. It was fantastic. But tonight, as you know, Gridiron Weekly, we've got a special show for you tonight, so we're going to get it started and get into our A block. For the A block, they just released the AP Top 25, right? The first one of the season. What I wanted to highlight real quick and let you guys chew on a little bit is that out of, I think there were 69 voters, I guess, the majority of them chose the Big Ten to win the college championship. Not a single SEC school got a vote. Miami got a couple votes, and Notre Dame got a vote. But everybody else believes that the Big Ten will win the college championship this year. William, start us off, man.
well, I mean, I don't really see that as being too shocking, really. I mean, they've had recent dominance. Michigan in 2023, Ohio State in 2024, Indiana in 2025. I mean, it's, I'm not really shocked. We've talked about this before. The SEC has 9 in the top 25, but the SEC just they cannibalize each other. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just, I'm not really shocked by this.
Right.
I'm not. I'm really not. I mean, like I said, they've won the last 3. I mean, the Big Ten has won the last 3. Like I said, I'll do it again. Michigan in 2023, Ohio State in 2024, Indiana in 2025. They've been dominant. They've been dominant. So I can see how, these voters, are picking the 4th consecutive national title. There's powerhouse elites in the Big Ten, but then once you get past the few elites, it's a hell of a drop off. Whereas the SEC, like everybody's like, like I don't know. Like I said, they cannibalize each other. You know what I mean? They really do.
Definitely.
I agree. And everybody can beat everybody in the SEC. I was just struck by the fact that, the SEC was so dominant. I mean, so dominant. And all of a sudden, it doesn't move like this. It doesn't move this fast normally, right? Yeah. I mean, nobody challenged the SEC, and all of a sudden, in 3 short years, it's gone. Their dominance is gone. Right. Go ahead, JR.
Well, I mean, no one has stepped in for Alabama yet. You know what I mean? LSU hasn't done it. Texas really hasn't done it. They, but someone's got to step in for them because they've fallen away, and Tennessee's fallen away a little bit too. So someone's got to take their place. It might be Ole Miss, maybe, but like I was looking at the top 5, and the only reason those are because they have returning quarterbacks. Because if Indiana had a returning quarterback, they'd probably be close. I don't know. Maybe they take someone out of the top 5, or even Miami. But those top 5, Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Notre Dame, and Texas, that's all. I mean, those guys are returning. They're all going to be first-round picks probably next year or close to it. I mean, you got it all right. I mean, this is a hell of a year. It's going to be a fun year. But this is a year I'm really looking at Texas and Notre Dame. I mean, they got to do something. For those head coaches, it's time for them to win. And I think CJ Carr might be the second best quarterback behind Manning if Manning ends up being the guy. But, being as good as we think he is. But I think those two coaches really have to do something here. And I guess Oregon should probably be put on that notice too. Because those 3 guys, those 3 coaches are so well respected. You know what I mean? How they're talked about. Yeah. You'd think they'd have won. They have won nothing. And it's time for them to win. It's open for them. Because I think Ohio State, honestly, probably with all the guys they lost, are probably too high. Like being at number 1, they probably should be at number 5 would be for me, just because they do have you do have guys returning, the quarterback position. But I don't think I'd have them at number one because they've lost. I don't know how do they. I don't know how they're going to be defensively. They lost
Especially,
everything.
yeah, defense. I mean, Billy, the reason I was shocked, right, is because you have 69 votes. Notre Dame gets 6, right?
Yeah.
Miami gets 1. You're telling me you can't find one for Georgia?
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
I mean, the whole voting block is completely convinced. I've never
Right.
seen it move that quickly. You
Yeah.
know? And why is Miami? Miami doesn't have their quarterback's not coming back.
No.
Yeah.
You know? I think they're too high. And Notre Dame they have to do something this year. They're just going to be a laughing stock, right?
Yeah. This
Yeah. I mean, no SEC first place votes for the first time in 10 years.
I mean, that is cataclysmic. That is a massive shift. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand because Georgia isn't their quarterback coming back?
Yeah.
He
Gunner's
is,
coming
yeah.
back, right? So
Yeah.
I would have. I don't have a problem with the Ohio States, the Oregons, you know, getting votes. They're returning, you know, A+ starters. I don't have a problem
Yeah.
with Notre Dame returning, you know, Carr. You know,
Well,
I can't believe that. I'm with you, John. Jr. Look, Ohio State has that defense. I can't believe you mean to tell me that out of all those NFL players, and there was a ton of them, they're going to immediately replace them with NFL players. Do we
Right.
really think that?
yeah.
I know.
Right.
And Arthur Smith, you got a whole bunch of things happening over there that are really up in the air that we don't know. You know, I mean, there's a lot of question marks. I mean, maybe they could be answered. If they beat Texas and they look good, then all right, questions answered. But if they don't, you know, think about it. If they don't, they struggle, which you might see. You probably would see, I would suspect.
If they go in to Austin and they whoop up on Texas,
Well, then,
I mean that's the national championship, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but if they go in and get the doors blown off them, I don't know where do they go from that. Go ahead, Billy.
Well, Alabama's sliding to number 13. That their lowest. That's their lowest preseason position since 2008.
Yeah.
That. I mean, Kalen DeBoer. I mean, he's that's a guy that's on a very thin ice at this point in time. There was a lot of people, a lot of donors and alumni and just overall. I think the state of Alabama was kind of in disarray last year. They were really calling for his head.
Right.
And he's got to get this program back on the right track somehow. And I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's got to do it, or else he's going to be gone. I mean, they don't have any more patience for him. This is it. This is it for him,
Totally agree. JR,
So,
USC.
Let me ask one question real quick, guys, before we move on. Were you a little bit surprised that Clemson got snubbed? They're on the outside. They effectively rated them at number 26. This is the first time they've missed a ranking since 2011. Is that a little bit shocking to you guys, or no? Are you not too shocked by it? I'm just asking. I'm just throwing it out there.
Go ahead,
Ed. Billy, that guy, he's his own worst enemy, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before. Dabo Swinney, if you don't change with the times, you get left behind.
You be part of history.
Yeah, he exactly. He's made it very clear that he really doesn't like participating in the whole NIL and all this stuff. Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is it. It's here to stay, and your program is going to suffer if you fail to change with the time, get with the times. Just saying.
He did make the coaches poll at 23,
right?
So he did.
I saw that.
This question for both of you, JR. Yours this one first. USC, right? This guy cannot play friggin' defense anywhere he goes. What do you make of USC?
Yeah, I know. I think they could make the playoff. I do. I don't know. I have a feeling I like the quarterback, and you like the head coach. I don't know, man. I would think this is the year. Well, how long is this going to keep going on? Like you said, Ed, can't play defense. You got good quarterbacks. You're a quarterback whisperer, the whole thing, and you just can't put it together on both sides. This has to be the year. I think has to be the year just to make the playoff. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to win the national championship, but
Right. So if it's 12 teams still this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Okay,
Right.
so
Yep.
right now,
Yeah.
I mean, you right now, just take the top 12 for what it is in the AP, not the coaches. You're talking about no Alabama, no USC, no BYU, no Michigan, no Penn State, no SMU, no Washington, no Tennessee, no Utah, Iowa, Houston, Louisville. I mean, wow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just wow. If Alabama misses again, Billy, what are they going to do with him?
He's gone. He's going to get
He's
fired.
gone.
They've been trying to fire him for 2 years more. I mean, from the
Yeah.
first time he stepped foot in there, they didn't know. It's a terrible act to follow, right? There's nothing
Well,
worse.
yeah.
I mean, I remember when the shortstop came in for Derek Jeter. It's just you can't win that one.
Yeah.
So
So here's a follow-up question to both of you.
We got a comment on TikTok. South Carolina being left out is worse than Clemson. What do you think about that? That's from Velvet Bob.
That's a good point. Lenore Sellers,
That
I
is
mean,
a good
quarterback coming back.
yeah.
Exactly. I
That's
agree
a
with
very
that.
good point.
That's a very good point, Velvet Bob.
Yeah.
Very good point. Yeah,
Here's
I
a
agree.
question to both of you. Alabama has incredibly deep pockets. If Kalen DeBoer fails again, do they simply just go to Indiana and go, "We don't care. Here's a freaking $150 million. Do they go get him?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't you do it? I would do it.
He loves a challenge, right?
Yeah, I can see Sarkisian
Well,
going.
he had ties to Alabama
Sark,
too.
yeah. He was
You
there.
know, it's not like he was in the program.
I don't think Sark leaves Texas. Do you, JR?
For Alabama?
He's got it made at Texas.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
They
Man.
have so much money.
These guys that were there, I mean, I'd be afraid if I was LSU that Lane Kiffin would be looking.
I didn't even bring him up
because
would he jump ship again? That's the real question. Would he jump ship again?
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
to be the guy that brings it back, Nick Saban style. I mean, I don't know. Some of these guys might want it. They might want it.
You're right. I totally forgot about it. And that, and Billy, you're right. That's so him too. So him. So him to do that. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's in his.
Well, let me ask you this: what's a more lucrative? If you step back right now, right? If you step just putting everything that's happened in the last few years aside, if you step back and looked at both programs, what's a more lucrative program, LSU or Alabama? Right now, right now, August 18th, 6:14 p.m. What's a more lucrative program?
Alabama.
I'm talking when you look at the amount of money you have in NIL. The amount of resources both of these programs have, what's the best one, in your opinion?
I mean, everyone says it's LSU, but I think it's Alabama. They have a better name.
I do too. Too. That's why that's why Lane Kiffin is not off limits. I'm telling you, he's not off limits.
I totally agree. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean,
let's see what Kalen DeBoer does, but judging what he's done, I'm sorry, I just don't think he's going to be able to come.
I mean, you guys remember when we did the SEC preview? They have a tough schedule. This is not easy for them this year.
Yeah,
we had them at 8-4, if you remember.
Yeah,
we had them 8-4, 9-3, which is exactly what he did. I'm with you guys. I don't think he stays. I think they're going to buy a bus ticket. Beginning of the year. Yeah. They're going to leave it open ended. Maybe put some insurance on so they get the money back. But I think that's what they're going to do.
Come back this year.
Yeah. I also heard on the radio, I was listening to the radio, that they believe this is going to be one of the best college football years ever because there's no true dominant team. And with the way the SEC's designed their league, which I think is – I don't know why they jumped the gun on that. I still don't know why. I would not have made that move unless the Big Ten was doing it or somebody else. Go ahead, JR.
I don't know why I'm forgetting his name, guys, so you're just going to have to help me. The Oregon head coach. God, why am I forgetting his name?
Oh my God. I knew you'd say that.
I can't remember his name, but I have to look it up. Oregon's head coach. I'm forgetting his name.
Oh, Danny Lanning.
Yeah.
Him to Alabama would be a good one too, I think.
Yeah. Danny Lanning's a good coach. He's a great young coach. He really is.
Well, also, his quarterback's going to graduate this year, so he can just roll on over there with whoever else whoever he has behind him. What's his name from Nebraska? But it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
definitely interesting. All right, folks, we're going to move up to the big boys. All right, 1 week of preseason is behind us. I'll tell you one thing I've noticed, and then JR, you start us off. I've noticed that the quarterbacks that have played, that have multiple starts, have a nice transition. Talking multiple starts. Go ahead, Jr.
Five
I,
for one.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, I don't know how you. The overreactions to this week is crazy, right? I mean, it always is, and it's fun for us. Without it, what would we be doing?
right.
But still, I mean, I don't know what to think. All right, okay, Ty Simpson, but that doesn't mean nothing to me. It's still a terrible pick. I don't really care that he was 21 to 20. I don't. That numbers mean nothing. You know what I mean? That doesn't. It was a pick. It was still dumb. It'll always be dumb.
Yep.
I mean, I think the bigger one, and I know you guys were down there. You were in the bill. Drew Alar and Will Howard. I mean, that was like a big story. I mean, that was two guys. Alar obviously played better, but Howard was fine too. So there we are now. We can watch Pittsburgh. Just let them two guys play. We know what Rudolph can do. He's good. He played well. He's a good backup. He really is. If he's not in Pitt, he'll be somewhere so fast. You know what I mean? To back up. So we know what he can do. I just want to see these guys. I want to see them play. They're actually it's kind of exciting to watch them. I don't know what you guys think to see them two guys, at least for preseason. That was pretty good stuff. And Alar looks good. Looks really big. Cam Ward concerns me a little bit. If we really want to overreact, not great. And their offensive line just look terrible. The whole thing looks bad. A few other thoughts before I throw it over to Bill. Jackson Dart. Something's up with that guy. There's nothing. The way he talked afterwards about the tent. I got an idea for you. Don't lay on the ground like you've been hit by, sniper fire. Get off when you hit. Of course they're going to think you got hit in the head.
I just heard he has option to either rent or buy the blue tent. So
yeah, right.
Rent to own.
He has a rent to own the blue tent.
Good for Mendoza. He had a nice, kind of nice because people were wondering should he be, at least that team stinks too. They're bad. So they can't stop anyone. And nice run by Jeremiah Love too. That he jumped over the guy and everything.
And that's when he got his high ankle sprain. So he's gone for 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean that's the problem when you're doing those spin cuts and everything. I wouldn't do that. It leaves you vulnerable too. Leaves you vulnerable to the punch, Yeah,
and real fast, two guys that looked terrible. I thought Bryce Young looked terrible, and I thought the whole Falcons, Tua, everything they couldn't even snap the ball. Things were a mess. So Stefanski, I don't know why he went there. He should just sat out a year and went somewhere else.
Right. Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, it's your usual mix of overreactions, right? I mean, the rookie debuts, the early injury concerns, I mean, we always, a lot of the analysts and things like that, they focus heavy on the rookies and what they did. Ty Simpson did look good. I mean, he carved up the Chiefs defense, 21 of 25, 190 yards, 2 TDs. I agree with John, though, like some of the guys he played against, no offense, are probably going to be delivering, driving Amazon trucks or, doing stuff like that in the coming weeks. Not any shot at any of those people, but it is what it is. I mean, some slow starts from teams. I mean, I thought the Eagles were pretty lackluster. Atlanta looked terrible.
Bad all around.
Tua looked god awful.
Terrible.
It was bad. It was very bad.
What'd you think about Cade Klubnik in New York? Really?
Yeah, he looked pretty good. I mean, John mentioned about Drew Aller. He looked very good. I mean, I thought Will Howard looked decent as well. Saturday, I was covering Steeler camp. I got the chance, as many of you know, to interview Will Howard, do a one-on-one with him. And I asked him, I said, hey, you haven't played since January 20th of 2025. I said, you haven't taken a real snap in a game since then. How did you feel to get out there? He was like, well, it's great. It was great to be out there. I felt a lot better. I thought he did a decent job. I didn't, Drew Aller come in and really, I think, shined. Listen, I thought Jeremy Bernard was great.
Yeah.
I thought he really is making his case for that number 3 wideout. I tell you what, Roman Wilson, he looks great in practice. He looks great, in these mini camps and these workouts. He looks phenomenal. But he's quiet in games. Jeremy Bernard wasn't. Jeremy Bernard had an
Right.
amazing game. A
Quick
very good, had that
credibility.
25-yard. Yeah,
Yep.
had that 25-yard catch and run along the sideline. Um, I mean, he had the one that was a seam route that was just picture perfect. I mean, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot a lot of bright spots in that. I'm gonna tell you something else. I watched this game, the condensed game version. One guy that really stuck out to me was for the Giants, and that was Arvell Reese. Man, was he
Crazy good.
flew into the backfield and blew up a run. I saw him all over the field.
Crazy
You
good.
know, I tell you what, when it comes to, I've always said this about Ray Lewis, didn't matter. Ray Lewis, to me, I mean, he's one of the best linebackers ever played the game. I mean, the guy was always around the football, always. Didn't matter what, always around the football.
Mhm.
Arvell Reese reminds me of that. He was always around the football. I mean, I watched that game, and I particularly, and there was a couple times where I rewinded it just to see, just to make sure I was seeing what I was seeing. And I tell you what, Arvell Reese, you watch that guy, man. He's gonna be big. I'm telling you, he's gonna be big.
And I watched the condensed version of the other Sonny Styles. He did horrific. He had a horrible game.
Yeah.
He was so susceptible to the run fake; it was ridiculous. And maybe that's just growth. Maybe he's relying too much on his athleticism and speed. He did not have a good game at all. At all. Period.
And then you talk about Jackson Dart. I mean, another concussion protocol. I mean, how much? I don't know, man. Listen, the hit to me I did not understand what happened there. He got jarred, but his head didn't hit the turf. His head did not hit the turf.
It's what Jr. said. If you lay down there like you got hit by a semi, guess what they're going to do?
Well, yeah, they're automatically going to throw you in.
He's in like the fetal position, laying there. I'm like, oh God, get up, man.
I told Bill, I saw it, and I told Billy, we were talking and texting. I go, that guy's just going to die on the field if he's not careful.
Well, that's why I say he has the option to run or buy that blue tent. I mean,
and you could tell he's frustrated and pissed off, by it. But again, like Jr. said, you lay in there in the fetal position and you don't move, right? I mean, it's not like the replacements when Keanu Reeves is on the thing and he asks him, he goes, I'm just working stuff out.
I really think that he may have gotten the wind knocked out of him, and that's why he was,
right.
That's what it looked like to me is the way, because the way he was hitting, the way he was jarred, he had the football in his left hand and he landed on his left side, and it looked to me like he landed on the ball.
On the football, yeah.
And I think he got the wind knocked out of him. If you ask me, I think that was. But yeah, I mean, I know that's with his history. Of course, when he lays there in the fetal position like that, of course they're going to say, "Hey, he's got to go in concussion protocol." Of course, they're going to say that,
right?
So,
and also, I thought I don't know what you guys thought about Minnesota. They were god awful.
Yeah,
they were terrible. Kyler Murray, that was another on my list. Kyler Murray looked awful. He looked awful.
Terrible.
I tell you what, I saw. Did you?
They don't have a quarterback.
No, they don't.
I agree. They don't have a quarterback. McCarthy wasn't bad. Wasn't much better either. He looked bad too.
He was terrible. Yeah.
Did you see a couple times on the motions that I forget it was a slot. It was a slot wide out. He fell on a couple of the motions.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like, what is like? It was like, I mean, it was like Keystone Cops. Like, what the hell are we watching out here?
They look like they hadn't been in camp but a day.
Did you ever see that? You ever see that Three Stooges? I think it was called Pigskin. Like it was like that. It looked to me like, when they were on the football field, they posed this football play. I mean, it looked like that. I mean, they were just. It was like, what the hell is going on? I mean, that offense looked god awful.
Terrible.
They looked totally out of sorts.
Yeah.
I don't know what they.
Go ahead, Joe. What do you have to say?
I was just going to say both Ohio teams. I thought Cincinnati's offensive line was terrible. He got hit the second play. He got sacked. It was bad for them. And the Browns don't have a Deshaun Watson. He got strip sacked. He threw an interception. Sanders is just terrible. So they'll go with Watson, but they don't have, and it's too bad because if they had a quarterback, Concepcion is good. That kid Casey, he is good. He's fast. He could be good. They
What's
have
the
a
stable of
decent.
running backs they have? Holy Lord.
They could make a playoff team or even to fight for the division maybe because
Yeah.
they're just no quarterback at all. And Cincinnati's offensive line, they someday this guy they got to really think about Zach
Well,
Taylor.
what's going to happen is he's just going to retire and do all the other stuff that he has on his plate. He'll go part of fashion shows. He'll go do all that. He'll be an influencer, right?
Yeah,
Because he doesn't need the money. He'll just go do what he
no,
wants to do. Because they're
yeah,
another guy who's they're going to get killed, right?
he is. He won't
And
play.
he did though. He did though hold on to the ball way too much for a freaking preseason game.
I
You know?
think I think he's fucked. I think he's messed up. I really do.
Yeah.
I think after all this being hit, it's just a mess over there, and it's his own fault. Their
Right.
own fault with the T Higgins thing, and I'm sure he wanted to keep T Higgins. You know what I mean? Like that should have been that was the turning point. You had to move away, and then they didn't. So
They didn't do it. And for me, what else did we see? Buffalo. What do you think of Buffalo? I thought they looked good.
yeah, I did too. I thought Allen looked all right. Like he looked like he was
Hey,
mobile.
Keon Coleman caught a pass.
I
Yeah,
tell you what,
Go ahead, Billy.
if I can interject here, I thought the Broncos looked good.
Oh,
I mean, I know they're playing Atlanta, but I mean, my
defense.
God.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that in the running game, that Jonah Coleman, he looked,
Yeah.
he looked really,
Okay, final question before we move
and
on.
I thought,
Go ahead.
Riley Moss for them was another guy that really
Yeah.
stuck out for me.
Okay, we know it's 1 week. We know it's overreaction. I'll question to you first, Billy. You've seen 1 week. Did that
Yeah.
1 week want you to change any of your predictions for the full year?
No.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Any
No,
jockeying in positions?
Not really. I not really. Ask me again after week 2, and I may
I
be.
will, sir.
Yeah, I know you will. I may be. Might change my tune a little bit, but no, not really. I mean, not really.
JR, you?
I'm rethinking the NFC North a little bit. I don't know if the Bengals. I don't know if they're going to be the winning that division. I don't even know if they'll make the playoffs. I'm not quite sure. I'm not. I'm not impressed at all. I know there's one. I'm tired of it. It's the same story every year.
Over and over again.
I really think it's going to be a down year. That division could be won with 9 wins, 10 wins. I don't know because I don't even know if Baltimore's that good.
Here's the problem too. It's not really the same problem, but it's the exact same solution that they just refuse to do. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Billy.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is, maybe the NFC North. I tell you what, I'm gonna say this, John, about your team. I think, probably the best offense in football right now. Okay, but I tell you what, this defense has lost a lot. You
Yeah.
lost Jaquan Brisker. That he went to the Steelers. Now you've had some notable training camp injuries to some key depth pieces here in Chicago. This defense is not going to be. They're going to struggle a lot, I think, this year.
Yeah, the Kobe Bryant thing killed them.
Yeah.
That was the tough loss.
Devastated.
And
Yeah.
Kyler Gordon, I don't know what's going on. They're comparing him to Nate Davis, who is not a good person to be compared to. He's soft tissue injury, and now the Chicago media, I listen to all the podcasts and stuff, they're starting to say he might just not want to play. So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
bizarre.
I'm gonna say this. This might be a situation where you're gonna need like a Drew Brees, style offense that just scores a ton of points because your defense is gonna give up 35 a game. It just, I don't
That
know.
would be possible. So I
Yeah.
checked, just to update you both, I checked the Vegas odds after week 1. There's no change.
No, and that's what I mean. There was nothing that really like, you know what I mean, like said, hey,
Yeah.
wow, I'm gonna have to change my, not anything that I really majorly saw,
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was looking at, is those odds real quick. All right, so next week will be heavy NFL. There's no doubt about that because we'll have 2 weeks in. There'll be some more injuries. We already have some players out for the year, so it'll be more interesting as we get closer to the regular season. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about a league that is near and dear to the A Train's heart, and that is the Canadian Football League. Now, they're on Stream Punk Entertainment, Stream Punk Sports. There is another show that focuses primarily on the CFL. We just wanted to jump in there because all of us. I mean, I watch it more than I did last year. I'll tell you that. And I think it's a good product once you understand, the nuances of the game because it is a different game. But once you understand the nuances of the game, it's highly entertaining. I love the wide field. Right, they do a lot of stuff that the collisions aren't that great because of the fact that they're able to true yard, that you can't go, and the way that how wide the field is, you don't get those many big shots. And a lot of college players play there from America. They really do. It's these rosters are littered. So we are going to let Billy. We're going to let you start and just give us an overview of what you've seen, kind of what you like, and who's poised. Obviously, there's teams that are far ahead. Like if you look at the East, Montreal is far ahead. They're easily going to win the East, but the West is closer. I mean, you have 7-6-5-4, right? 7-6-5-4-4. That's 3 games between 5 teams, right? Anything could happen. Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Montreal Alouettes are 8-1, and I mean they've been very dominant. I mean, my God, um, in the game they did lose, I think it was against the Hamilton Tiger Cats. That come down to the wire. They easily could have won that game. They've just you're talking about the West. Edmonton Elks at 7-3, Saskatchewan's at 6-3. Very tight West division, but East. I mean, God, the Alouettes are just running clear team to beat in the league. Uh, you know, I mean, powered by your front runner Davis Alexander. I mean, and I mean him and Tyson Philippot have just been. I mean, that has just been an amazing quarterback receiver, tandem that is
Yeah.
just they've just they have a very explosive offense, stellar home record. I mean, there's just so much you can say about the Montreal Alouettes and
So
just how they're doing it.
yeah, Phil Potts. He went to Calgary, and not a lot of people are going to know Davis Alexander because he was up north in Portland State.
Hmm.
Yeah, that Phil Pot. You're right, Billy. Man, he's going to set the record, isn't he? I believe
Yeah,
for receptions and yards. He's
yeah,
ahead of pace right now.
right, yeah. But Davis Alexander, I mean that kid's an amazing quarterback. He has just been he has been amazing. And I'll tell you another guy too that I mentioned the Edmonton Elks. Cody Fajaro is an amazing guy as well. He had some issues last year. They had a very weak offensive line. He got sacked a ton last year. But this year, in the offseason, they went out and they invested in the offensive line. They got some guys, and you're seeing a very clean and efficient offense, and I tell you what, that's Edmonton Elks. I think they're in championship contention as well. Um, Another guy that is stuck out to me is Trevor Harris from the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I mean, he's a he's been in the league a long time. This guy's your elder statesman of the CFL. He finally got over 40,000 career yards. Just recently hit that. I think a couple games ago. Just recently hit the 40,000 yard passing mark. He's another one. He's just been lights out. He's been Saskatchewan, like I said, is sitting right at 6-3.
Billy, is he a local boy? Trevor Harris, is that who you're talking about? The quarterback for
Like,
Saskatchewan.
yeah, like local as in where?
He says he went to Edinburgh.
Yep. He's an Edinburgh alum. I want to say he may have transferred though. I think he started off at Edinburgh, but I want to say he may have transferred. But
Yeah.
I tell you what, Saskatchewan's they're sitting at 6-3. They're very well rounded. They have fierce defense too, man. You know, they're very fierce defense.
Now,
So
Billy, he stayed there the whole time. I'm just reading about him because I wanted you to talk more
okay,
about
or
him.
maybe I was wrong about it.
And
Okay,
it says in his final college game, he threw for 630 yards and 5 touchdowns and ran
yeah.
for 2 other scores.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. I mean, he's a hell of a quarterback. And like I said, he's been in the league a long time. Veteran quarterback. I think he's been in the league I think he's in his 15th, 16th year. He's been in a while.
Yeah, graduated in 2009.
Yeah, so he's been in the league a while. Like I said, just past 40,000 yards.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
just had broken that record not too long ago here.
Yeah.
But you know,
Who is
so
the favorite? Does anybody know who the favorite? I'll look it up. Keep going, Billy.
what's that?
I was going to see who the favorite for the Grey Cup. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, the Alouettes are. They're right now the favorite for the Grey Cup. So and rightfully so. I mean, they're 8-1. I mean, 6-game winning streak. They're the team to beat right now. So no doubt
And
about it.
William is correct. It is the Montreal Alouettes,
Yeah.
followed closely behind by the Saskatchewan Roughriders, the Edmonton Elks, and Calgary Stampeders. Wow.
I mean, I tell you what, man. You watch that duo of Alexander and Philpott. It's just, and I'm gonna tell you what. There's some other guys on that. It's just they're explosive offense, man. I mean, you want to talk about moving the football. I mean, they just move the foot. They just matriculate down the field. So
The Alouettes, Montreal Alouettes. So who do you think? I mean, I'm not. I would have to turn to Jr. Jr. Who makes the playoffs? Everybody.
Ooh, what is it, Bill? I don't recall. Who makes the playoff? How do they do the playoffs here? Is it everyone? No.
yeah, what's that?
How do you
Who
make
makes
the
the
guys-
playoffs?
playoffs in the CFL?
How many teams
You
make the
guys-
playoffs?
I'm having trouble hearing you guys. Say
Oh,
that
no.
again.
How many teams make the playoffs in the CFL?
You say how many teams make
Yeah.
it? Oh, how many? The top three finishers.
Okay.
So it's six. So it's the top three. So it's the top three of the East and the West. So you got your division. You got your division winners. They get a bye. Second place teams host the semifinals, and the third place team play the second place teams in the semifinals. So two divisional final winners, they meet in the Grey Cup. So you got six.
Very cool. Very cool. Jr.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Okay.
JR,
I
drop
just
the
was
analogy.
on a little bit of it's on a little bit of a delay. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm amazed at how good Calgary's offense is, but I guess Vernon, their quarterback, got hurt, which is unfortunate. But boy, he's having a hell of a year. And if they had a defense, geez, they put up a lot of points. Actually, more than Montreal, and they're in dead last in the West. If they had any kind of defense at all, I guess there's a couple guys I wanted to talk about. I think Hamilton would have been really good if they didn't lose that. Oh God, Bo Levi, Mitchell.
Yeah.
If they had some their quarterback, I think they might be given a threat. They'd be a threat to Montreal, maybe.
Right.
That's unfortunate for them. And the biggest bonehead, and I don't even know why they keep him around, is Chad Kelly. I am that guy is a nitwit. And then when he can't, even here, he's in the CFL, he still can't, he's still making mistakes. He makes a real good play here and he makes three horrible ones. If I was Toronto, I would go in another direction because he probably shouldn't be playing football anymore. Maybe in some kind of arena somewhere. But he's from around where I'm from here, from me, in my area in Buffalo, and God, what an imbecile. Things were going well for him, and then he decides to fight some high school kids at a high school game, and then that was it for him. I mean, this guy is a real,
Canada?
huh?
He fought high schoolers in Canada?
No, here in Buffalo.
Buffalo.
He fought some Catholic school kids, Mount St. Joe's, and so he's just a moron. And I'm an embarrassment. Just too bad because he does have some skill. I mean, he's got a great arm. Just a bonehead. But other than that, I saw that Montreal beat the hell out of Edmonton. So that was last week. It was like 48-30. So that's 1-1. Yeah, man, I don't see how Montreal doesn't win at all, though. I mean, they got to play the games, but
Yeah, I mean, Saskatchewan's the defending champ of the defending Grey Cup champ. But what do you think?
Hamilton.
Talk to us about Hamilton, how close it is to you.
about 30 miles away. I think 30 minutes for me to get there is all. Halfway to Toronto, it feels like maybe it's 45 minutes, but it's close to Toronto. Great stadium, almost looks like a little Lambeau over there. I just wish I think it's Ivory Wind Stadium or something. I'd love to go there someday. I feel bad for them though, because I think I think they were set to really challenge and maybe go back to the Grey Cup again if they didn't lose their quarterback. It's really too bad. He broke his ankle, I guess, pretty bad, so he's done. He had to have
Yeah.
surgery.
Who's their backup?
Right, Bill, is he an older guy? Levi, he's an older quarterback.
He is. Yeah, he's been in the league, I think, about 9 years. But he, John, you're spot on because, the Alouettes' only loss came to Hamilton early in the year. Actually, it was game number one. No, I'm sorry. It was like the third game, something like that, I think. But and then I think shortly thereafter, I think the following week is when he got hurt. But they beat them, and I tell you what, I mean they dominated that game. I mean it was a very close game, kind of came down to the wire, but he showed up and showed out in that game. Um, and yeah, he's been in the league. I think he's good. This is his 10th year in the league. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yes.
So
Who do they rely on now?
Oof.
you know what? I don't know their backup.
Which
There's
one
some-
was Jake DeLuga? He's the one that got hurt.
Bo Levi Mitchell.
Oh, okay. So so they have a 6'7" backup out of Central Connecticut State.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I want to say one thing about this is another player that I really is John, you mentioned about Calgary. Yeah, I mean they are a team that has scored a lot of points. Their defense is god awful. God awful.
yeah.
Their defense is terrible. They've had this score, they've had this and they put a lot of points on the board, but they've given up the most points. I think they're right behind the Ottawa Redblacks, which Ottawa Redblacks are 0-9. I mean, they haven't won a freaking game yet this year.
Yeah, but I mean, Calgary can still sneak in the playoffs, right?
They still can, yeah,
They're
absolutely.
only one game out, and that's a team that if I face that team, I don't want to face them in the playoffs.
But I was just going to say Tyreek McAllister for them. He's a return guy. He also is a wide receiver. He had a 90-yard punt return.
Oh, that's the dude. Yeah.
Yep. He had a couple punt returns. But here, let's talk about his what he's done. He's been amazing. He's been amazing this year. He's had a couple touchdowns, a couple returns, but he's been like just he's just been racking it up in yards. I forget he has like I forget how many kickoff returns he has this year, but he's got like they have this missed field goal return, which he returned one of them back on that as well. It was a punt. One was a punt return that he ran back. It was a 90-yard punt return TD, and then there was another missed field goal that he ran back. But he's been phenomenal for them. So
have you guys seen the numbers that quarterback's putting up? Adams Jr. Pretty darn. I mean, 2,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, or something. I mean, but I think he's hurt now. That's unfortunate for them. I think he might have gotten hurt last game, but they're the Cincinnati Bengals of the CFL a little bit. I would say.
I was looking up. I was just curious because we were talking about records for receiving and everything. The most passing yards in one season is still owned by Doug Flutie. 6,619 yards in one season.
When he played for Calgary, yep.
And 48 touchdowns in one season. I mean, 6,619 yards. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Is that unbelievable?
I tell you what, Winnipeg's at they're 5-4. But they're in the West race too. West race is very, I mean, like I said, you've got Elks sitting at 7-3, Saskatchewan at 6-3. But Winnipeg Blue Bombers, they go on a run here in the coming weeks at 5-4. I mean, you're right in the competitive, in the West race,
they're all right there.
Yeah.
It's
so
one game out of the last spot.
Yeah, that West is wide open, really. I mean, you've got, like I said, you've got Elks, Saskatchewan, Winnipeg. Even you can even throw Calgary in the mix as well too.
It's gonna come right down to it. But I'm telling you, if they get in there with the way they score, I don't know if I want to play them.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're outscoring. I mean, everybody. The Alouettes are outscoring them by what, 67 points. Is that right?
Yeah, and the Alouettes, and they're riding this 6-game winning streak. It's been dominant. I mean, look at the scores in these last.
Oh yeah.
They've blown teams out. I mean, it's almost like video game numbers. But John, you do raise a good point about Calgary. I mean, Calgary has put a lot of points on the board this year with nothing to show for it, unfortunately.
So, Jr., any idea why they're at 9 and not 10?
Well, that's a great question. Yeah, why not bring another? Yeah, get another team. I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they'd sit at 9 and not at 10. I mean, maybe there's a little fans.
More teams.
Yeah, they had teams in the United States at one time. I remember
they did. Sacramento Surge. You had the Sacramento Surge. Who else did you have?
Yeah,
I remember the Sacramento Surge because I remember Bill Goldberg actually played for them a season.
So what else is in the East besides Ottawa? Oh, they have Ottawa. What else is there besides? Where could they go? Quebec.
Yeah, I guess you could have a Quebec City. I mean, Windsor is there if you want to put another team in Ontario. Right near Detroit. You can go with them.
Yeah, Windsor pretty well. They get
unless you go out to New Brunswick, those places like
far east.
Yeah. What about Vancouver?
Yeah, but that's another team in the West, though.
Well, yeah.
I'm trying to think. Things. East would have. Maybe they would go over there. Maybe go up to Newfoundland and all that. They could. Would love it up there.
Hey, that geography never stopped the ACC. Come on.
No,
yeah, this is true. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No.
All right. So, Billy, speaking of your point about Montreal, so we got to talk about some games this weekend. Montreal and Ottawa. I wonder who's going to win that game.
I wonder, huh?
Yeah, I think that's going to be your video game numbers there.
Red Blacks are terrible. They're
207 points is all they scored.
Oh, they are terrible. It's just a crap team. Ottawa Red Blacks.
So then we got a good one out west. We have this is Friday night. Ooh, they have a Thursday night game too. Nice, 7. Yeah. Nice. So out west we have Winnipeg and Edmonton. Huge game, right? Okay. Winnipeg's at 5-4. Edmonton's sitting at 7-3. Anybody going to pick that one?
I could see Edmonton. I don't think Edmonton's. I mean, they just got. Like I said, Montreal clobbered them. Then they clobbered Toronto. So I mean, Edmonton's kind of they might get upset. Why not? I could see Winnipeg.
And you got a big battle. You have a big battle in the East. You have Toronto and Hamilton both sitting at 4 and 5. Huge game, right? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because they're going to make the playoffs because Ottawa's so bad. So It doesn't really matter. Yeah. But that should be a good game, right? Billy, pick that one.
Huh?
Pick that one. Hamilton versus Toronto. Both teams sitting at 4 and 5.
I'm going to go with Hamilton.
Nice.
Even though they lost their quarterback, I still think they're a decent team. It's been, I don't know. They've had a little bit of shoddy quarterback play as of late. I mean, really, truthfully, they're another team. You go on a little bit of a streak, and you can maybe slide in.
Yeah. All right, up to you, JR. Pick Saskatchewan and British Columbia, the Lions.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Saskatchewan. They're probably, being the reigning and defending champs. I don't know. Yeah, BC is probably worse than Calgary because Calgary can score. BC, yeah, I like Saskatchewan. I think Saskatchewan's going to win the division.
Over Edmonton. Wow.
Yeah, I think they'll take them over.
All right, so as we see in today, it's Edmonton, Saskatchewan, Winnipeg. And in the East, it's Montreal, Toronto, Hamilton. Anybody, Toronto or Hamilton, can they beat Montreal?
For me, here's what I'm going to say real quick, Bill. If anyone could, since Hamilton doesn't have a quarterback and they're not even quite sure who's going to play this, they're talking about pulling guys, putting different guys in. If Chad Kelly ever could get his head straight, he can score with anybody. He's got a great
win in 2024
with him, right? Didn't they win?
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets his head on and he doesn't stop making all these, he's got 14 picks. He could be. I think he could beat any. That's somebody I wouldn't want to play in the playoffs as well, because he's kind of you never know. He's a wild card, and he's got the talent.
Streaky, you're right. Yeah.
But Montreal will beat them. But I think they would scare me a little more than Hamilton if I'm Montreal.
Yeah, Hamilton. They don't have the.
Just a
They're missing the
quarterback.
number one. Yeah,
Bad because they would. I think they'd be right there. They'd be standing right next. Maybe 7-2. Who knows?
Right. I was just gonna say, I think they'd be sitting at 7-2. I really do. I think that was big, them losing him. I mean,
but I
And
mean,
now,
honestly, if you look at who can take on, who's going to be a threat to Montreal, or are they just steaming toward the Grey Cup?
I mean,
they're steaming towards it. I think.
they're steaming in my opinion.
No,
I
maybe
mean, from what I'm reading, the best defense is Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
They give up the fewest points in the entire league. So maybe Saskatchewan is able to get through as a division winner, like JR was saying, and maybe they'll be able to take on Montreal. But they don't. And they only score 293 points. That's not too bad though. That's a pretty balanced team, right?
Yeah.
Sure. They're 3-1 away, 3-2 at home. That's not bad.
No.
Maybe we'll get Saskatchewan versus Montreal in the Grey Cup. When does the regular season end? Anybody? I can look it up.
I don't. Hold on. Let me. Regular season ends. Hold on. October. It's like October. It's in October. It ends. So the last slate of games is like October 24th and 23rd.
Yep.
So
and the Grey Cup is November 15th.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Eastern semifinal is going to be on Halloween. Western semifinal is going to be on Halloween. Eastern final November 7th. Western final November 7th, and then the Grey Cup's November 15th at McMahon Stadium.
Very cool. It's going to be a pretty good battle, And here's another question I have, which I'm ignorant upon. Maybe you guys can answer this off the back. So, does Canadian? I think it's obvious. Canadian universities, they play the same Canadian ball.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of players feeding in.
Yeah, they play. Yeah, if they play the same rules as what they have in the CFL. I think there might be just some slight things. I don't know. I don't know that they allow the receiver to cross the line of scrimmage before the snap. I think that's the one that they don't allow. I don't know. Check on that. I think there's some
little bit differences.
I think that's the only difference, but pretty much everything's the same. 3 downs,
That's a great question, Billy. We'll discuss that in the last part here. That the ability to move toward the line of scrimmage. What do you think, Jared? Do you think that helps or hurts?
Ooh, it's gotta. I always kind of thought it would help. I think it helps. I mean, I don't even know how you defend in that league sometimes when I'm watching them. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the hell you defend anybody with all the motion and all the things and and like you're saying, everyone's coming. They're coming at me full speed. We're not getting off the ball like in the NFL. If they're coming at me, I'm a DB. What am I doing? I'm kind of.
I don't know that they time it perfectly every time though. That's what I would look at.
Right.
No, they don't.
Not many penalties in that league either, by the way.
No, the game I was watching, they were doing the penalties in Francais first and then in English. So it was very anglais. It was very interesting to watch the game. But some of the games I watched, we'll get to Billy in 1 second. I saw so much hesitation at the top of the run toward the line of scrimmage that it just looked goofy. What are your thoughts, Bill?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
So when they're doing that run to the line of scrimmage, a lot of them were hesitating at the line, so it didn't really look like it aided them. What do you think about that?
You mean when
they're running toward the line of scrimmage? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You saw that in which game did you see that in?
I was watching Hamilton, and I think it was not Toronto. I don't remember, but Hamilton was definitely playing in it because that's when one of their quarterbacks went down. But to me, it looked like once they got to the line of scrimmage, they hesitated a second. So it kind of looked goofy to me. But what do you think, Billy?
I've never seen that. What team was doing that?
Hamilton.
Okay.
They weren't timing the snap very well.
They must be American receivers then. I don't know.
I would love to figure that out. How hard is it for the Americans to come up there and play this? Like when they, that's gotta bizarre world for them.
Yeah. Well, you guys know why they do that, right? You guys know the whole theory of the waggle, right?
No,
No,
talk to us, Billy.
no.
Okay. So obviously CFL field is longer. It's 150 yards as opposed to it's wider. It's 65 yards. Um, they have 12 players on the field instead of 11. So, it's just it's able the players to build the momentum before the snap, makes it easier to execute some of your complex formations, some of your motion plays, things like that. Um, I guess you could say it is a strategic advantage for offenses. I mean, but when you move to the line of scrimmage before a snap, those receivers, you can create the rub routes, different things like that. Knock defenders off coverage assignments. You can do all that stuff. Increased offensive unpredictability. You know, um, the waggle actually they didn't start doing that till the 1980s. So, but
I didn't know that.
and then you only have 3 downs, to gain
Right.
10 yards. So, I guess their theory is, hey, every offensive play is more critical. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it really
Yeah.
is. You know,
Here's something interesting. They're changing the rules next year in the CFL. The field will be shortened to 100 yards, and
okay,
the end zones will reduce from 20 yards to 15 yards deep, starting next year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. The thing I like about it, I like the wide factor. I think the NFL, for some reason, some stupid god awful reason, is 53 and a half yards wide. Why? Dumb, right? I'd go to
yeah.
55. There's no doubt about it. I would. They're bigger, stronger, faster, no doubt.
Well,
And
it
the other
said
thing I like in CFL,
NFL 65.
right? The other thing I liked, but we don't have the stadiums, unfortunately. For
Yeah,
that yard and a half, we do. But the other thing I
right.
liked in the CFL is that you can return any missed field goal, which I thought was very
I
cool.
know.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
like it because, like I said, you have that deep end zone. You've got the goalpost. Basically on the goal line,
Yeah.
and then you have that just behind there. You have that vast amount of space. So anything that's missed, is just it's you got your 2 guys back there, and anything that's missed is returnable. And I
Right.
tell you what, there's been some returns. Like I said, I was talking about what's his name? God, I forgot his name already.
Yeah, the guy,
Uh,
2 punt returners.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but he was he's had 2 returns off the missed field goal uh,
Okay.
this year. And I love it because it's an awesome play. I mean, like you said, you missed a field goal. Now it gives you really incentive to make a field goal because it's like, okay, if I miss this is a returnable.
Right.
This is returnable, and this could really cost me.
Question.
So
One last question for you, gentlemen. Take Cheetah in his prime, right?
yeah.
Does he just
Oh
wreak holy havoc on them?
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
that, huh?
I mean, what
Yeah.
he just
Yeah, like Devin Hester and those guys. I mean, I don't know how you it would be ridiculous. Yeah. No, they couldn't. They'd have to ban them. They wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean,
That'd be a hell of a disadvantage for some of those guys.
yeah, with the speed, just the flat out
Yeah.
speed that they have, and the fact of the matter that it's so wide. I don't know what I mean. I don't know how much they would do. Right? They might just dominate the whole field.
Right.
All right.
Well,
Well,
I
go
will
ahead.
say one thing: if you're a defensive back, open field tackling is crucial because there's more open field.
God, yeah, yeah.
And I mean, you miss and a lot of these guys a lot of these defensive guys that come from the CFL, they've got very good mechanics, and they're they're very good at open field tackling because
Right.
you have to be good at open field tackling
Yeah,
up there. You do because there's a lot more open field that you got to tackle and be able to tackle.
yeah, no
So
doubt about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will return next week. Excuse me, as I go through puberty again. We will return next week with more football for you, better football. We'll have 2 weeks of the preseason in us, and next week we'll start our picks, gentlemen. Get
Oh
ready,
yeah.
because next
Oh, yeah.
week from this weekend is week 0, so you will have games to pick. And I'm telling you, people, you want to make money? We just
Yeah.
pick straight up. John Jr. does a great job. He confuses me most times with his picks against the spread, but I'll work on that. But they will make you money. It will be excellent, and I can't wait to start picking games again. It's going to be awesome. Lights out,
It's hard to
Buttons.
believe it. It's hard to believe that
Yeah.
it's here already.
It's here, baby. It's here.
Yeah. All right. Give me a lights out button.
Lights out, Buttons.
All right.